Hi, and welcome to the Delight Knits podcast. My name is Emily, and this is where I like to talk about everything that I have been knitting on. And it has been 2 weeks since I've last spoken with y'all, or at least last recorded a video. Today is Saturday, July 27th of 2024, and got just a few things to share with you. I will have links to everything that I kind of talk about and where you can find me in the description box of this YouTube video, like Instagram, Ravelry, yarns, bags, patterns. I think that's really it. I've got one finished object, which I don't have with me, and 2 whips and some acquisitions. And then I'm also wearing an older project. This is the Easy V by Caitlin Hunter. It is knit on worsted weight, or I use ZZ Textiles non-superwash yarns. I did make some modifications because of the gauge of the pattern. And so that was, I think they're all listed in my project page, so definitely check that out. The colorways are mahogany, cadmium yellow, cypress, and butterfly bush. And it is short sleeves. That was another modification because here in Arkansas we don't need super long sleeves with a worsted weight sweater. This is my first worsted weight sweater and could possibly be my last. And I think that's about it. I have one finished object and I do not have it with me. It is a sample that I mailed off on Thursday to Lauren of the Little Fiber Co. And it will be in her flock booth. So if you are going to flock, which I am not, definitely go check out that. Her, I guess. Golly, I'm so off today. But where's that? Okay, I'm gonna pop a picture in. Hopefully it'll work with my editing app. Fingers crossed, I think it will. I knit it using her non-superwash DK in the colorway Plump and her Surrey, I think Surrey Silk, or so her lace weight Surrey base in Pavlova. She revealed the pair together on her Instagram as she was bringing them to flock, and they're gorgeous together. I absolutely love the colorways. I'm a blue person through and through, although you won't see that reflected in my knitting as much today or what I'm wearing. And so I knit the Easy Vest by, I think it's Minimi. I don't know. I know I'm not saying it right. Minimi design. And I knit the size 4, and it was such an easy knit, and I'm glad I got to knit that for her. So hopefully she will get it soon. But yeah, last time I podcasted, it was just, I literally just received the yarn like an hour before. So it was still in caked form. It was not knit up. I had literally done nothing. So I got that finished in 2 weeks and mailed off to her. My next whip, I know I was working on last time. I didn't have a progress keeper of where I was at. This is a Douglas Cardi. So this is the second Douglas Cardi that I've worked on, because if you've watched my podcast at all, you know I have tons of single skeins of leftovers from sample swatches. So this is all Ruby and Rose's yarns. I cannot remember the names. I know it's from either her Flowers Gone Wild collection, which was her most recent one, or the Taylor Swift collection. And then this is, I know this one's Writer's Block from her as well, because I had to order that one separately to go with it. So I believe this is the 3rd size, and I did make some modifications on this one. This is my second one, and I did some modifications. I didn't do the cast on for the extra stitches here. I did some less neck shaping. It's rolling really bad, but I will add a collar. I did less neck shaping to kind of bring this in some more, or less neck decreases, I guess. And I think that's really it. Oh, and I placed the pockets outrageously high. I should not have placed them as high as I did. So you're supposed to put them, the pattern says to put them about right here. My goal was to put them right here, but I ended up putting them here. So it's gonna be huge, or like super awkwardly high pockets. So yeah, they're gonna be about up here, which is gonna be a little odd, but that's okay. So I'm knitting this one for my mom. She picked out those colors, and we'll see. It'll be somebody will wear it. I'm just knitting because I enjoy the knitting, and for a product that somebody, I've got 2 other sisters as well, and somebody's gonna wear it. It'll get worn. That's that. So I will pick up for the collar around, and I'll probably just do the pick up and knit as I go. I still have sleeves left. I am deathly afraid that I'm not gonna have enough to do these stripes and this purple for sure, for both sleeves. Let me see where I've got. That's how much I have left of that purple. So I'm thinking of what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up and knit the sleeves starting with this pink. Oh wait, I need to go backwards. So I should start with this pink, and go down. That's what I need to do. And so that way, because there's gonna be so many sleeve decreases, that's a significant portion, so I'll need less yarn when I get to this colorway. So that's that. I've got a few others that I'm kind of iffy on. This is in my String Crazy bag, which is by Debbie, and she had some at the Arkansas Yarn Crawl, which is still going on. Today's the last day, so by the time I get this posted, it'll be over. But it was so much fun. I went last weekend. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. But this is her large bucket bag. Absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite bags. And I've showed it off a bunch the last few podcasts. So that's all the yarn that I have left. That's where that purple's sitting. A couple of these other ones, it's going to be a tough one to get. I'm playing yarn chicken. But you know what? That's the price you pay when you're using leftovers for something like this. So we're just gonna play it out. I do have another purple. I know it's not this light, but I know it's not this dark that I can kind of throw in there, and we'll just make it work because it would be the one that's in between the 2 pinks. So we'll get there. But that is that sweater. So the Douglas Cardigan by Andrea Mowry with some modifications, and it's just modifications based off of how the fit on my other one was, and how I think my mom wants it to fit. So that is that. And I've got sleeves, which I'm hoping I can pick up and finish this week, but we'll see, because DK sleeves are like nothing. Just DK in general flies. So my next whip is in the bag that another String Crazy bag. String Crazy bags, and this is her small bucket bag that she sent me. Was it last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago. It was right before the podcast. I absolutely love this. I would have purchased it myself. Definitely go check out her Etsy shop. But this is a second pair of socks using the National Emo Day by Desert Vista Dye Works. And I've got different color minis this time. So I split my cakes in half. I think I had talked about doing this in my last podcast. I split the cakes in half, and I did get it to where I think they're going to match, but it's not. We'll see. But I've got a yellow for a heel, which I have going on this other one. Not quite finished. So I've got the yellow heel, and then I've done 50 rounds yellow cuff. I've done 50 rounds on the leg, and then I've done a green heel. And I love how these are like pulling in those colors in that stripe there. Like you can see the green there. I know there's a yellow somewhat in there. You might not be able to see it as much, but yeah. And then I'm gonna do an orange toe. We'll see, because I do want to use every last bit of this. And I think I kind of based it off of how many stripes I did on the foot of my other socks. As to how long I did it. I probably could have gone longer in the leg, but it'll be all right. If it's too short, which I don't think it will be, I do have the pink and the purple and some more yellow that I'll just play around with it and get it to match. I love my scrappy socks, which you would have seen if you've watched before. So I've got those going. They're kind of a mess in here, but that's all with all those minis and the way I kicked up the minis. That's it. Maybe those will be finished by the next time you see me. So that's that. That's all I've been working on. I'm not a super, what's the word? I'm more of a monogamous knitter, so you won't see as many projects coming all at once. But I also, because it was the yarn crawl starting, I think last Friday, I went and purchased some yarn. Friday, I went to Knit Unto Others, and I got the bag, which is it's the same as last year. I think it's a different shape. And then there's also a snap, which is awesome. I have a lot of these tote bags, and I like to use them for toting my kids' stuff around. Like one of these is, not one of these, but a different one of like this style is my church bag for all like the coloring books for the kids for church. So I picked that up at Knit Unto Others after lunch on Friday because I do work in Arkadelphia where they are. And I picked up a couple of skeins of yarn. I picked up this opal because it's always nice to have some opal on hand for when I want to knit something, like some socks for somebody, but I don't want to use hand-dyed yarn because I know these hold up to the washer and dryer pretty well. I have a pair that has done well. And then I also got, let's see, what's the colorway? Does it even matter? Do you even care? There's that. So it is 75% virgin wool, 25% polyamide. There's a few different numbers on here, but you know what? It's opal yarn. It's greens and blues. Then I also got this Uni Merino from Universal Yarn in a green colorway. That is not super accurate. I'm working with lighting different. It looks like a navy almost there, but it is a green. And yeah, so that's what I bought at Knit Unto Others. This one's also a 75% merino, 25% nylon. So just great for socks. I thought about making my husband socks out of these, but we'll see. That was Knit Unto Others on Friday. She also had an electric eel wheel, 6.1 I think is what it was, and I've been kind of wanting, actually no, I desperately want one, but I'm holding off until I can get my CPA test passed because if I were to purchase it now, I would not be studying like I should. So that will be my treat to myself. So it may be another year or so before I get one, but it'll be okay. It's gonna happen. So at Arkansas Yarn Co, I went and spent all day Saturday. It was a blast. I always enjoy getting to go and spend time there at the store. Lost my train of thought. Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn was there having a trunk show, and I so enjoyed getting to sit and talk to her all day as other people were in and out and stuff. I did purchase some of her yarn that she had. I purchased this Summer Spectre, And she had these pink labels for, I'm sure she did them for Lori for the yarn store, Arkansas Yarn Co. But it is Lower Fingering 8515 Superwash Merino Nylon. So I purchased 2 skeins of this with the thoughts to make a Twisted Tea shirt by Briana Luppino, who is the Little Wolf Knits. I have lots of single skeins of yarn from Ruby and Roses of Addie, who, yeah, you know. And so I'm going to do the contrast ribbing all in this colorway, and I want to say it's coral or something like that. I can't remember, but it is also an 8515. They're very, very similar, if not the exact same base. I'm not sure if they use the same wool suppliers, but they're close enough that I'm happy with it, and I think that'll look great together. I might honestly cast this on here soon, but I bought these with the intentions of that project. So then I also bought a pair of scissors. One of my so each of my project bags, I have an extra little bag in there that has like scissors and stitch markers and tape measure and just needles and notions and such. As you can kind of see in there. And I have 4 of them total, and one of them has not like a nice pair of scissors. Like these are super nice, I just got off of Amazon, but some other ones had just like some super crappy scissors, and so these are to replace that. And that was all that I purchased. I was pretty restrained. I am overwhelmed with what I have. I know I've said that here recently, and I'm excited to get to knitting some of it. I have not touched the project, my design project, which I kind of showed off last time and talked about. I haven't been in the mindset to deal with the splitting for sleeves. But I talked through like the design aspects of it with Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn, and that was amazing and gave me definitely some ideas. So maybe that'll come back out eventually, but as of right now, a lot of my knitting time is in the car with my kids talking in the back and all that. And while I am studying, so like reading my book, watching videos, and that's not something I can do math and figuring out of what needs to be done type thing. I can follow a pattern pretty easy, like the Douglas Cardigan or like the Twisted Tea or a pair of socks where it's random and not random, but planned increasing and decreasing and that kind of stuff, plain knitting. But I'm not going to be able to do the math and write out a pattern type thing as I'm doing it while studying. So I will probably get lots of knitting time in because I'm studying and cracking down on that, but it will not be on the design. So that just maybe pushed a lot. Speaking of my CPA studying, I will probably not podcast for the next month. You might not see me until September. I really need to crack down. I've got my test planned for the week of the 19th in August. So I've got like 25 days left, and I've got lots of studying to do to prepare for that. And it's just one part. If you're familiar with the CPA test, it's 4 parts. Got 1 passed, so I've got 3 more parts to go. And I'm, just pushing through it, trying to get it done. And then we're going to have a little family vacation after that, and then I'll come back and probably have tons to share with you. But I'm not going to plan on podcasting for the next month or so. It's just the way life is at the moment, and that's okay. So I hope everybody has had a great couple of weeks, and I will see you probably in September. Bye.